Showtime!
Ladies and gentlemen, please make your way to your seats.
Showtime!
Please make your way to your seats. The show is about to begin.
Showtime!
Let the magic begin.
The impossibility of complete disorder.
Yeah.
Grad students find inevitable patterns in a big set of numbers.
Yeah. So after you kind of explained it to me, I sort of thought about it and I brought it back to first principles. And and the way I'm understanding this, right, is you consider how randomness works simply. So if you roll a six-sided die, right, each number essentially has an equal chance of appearing. However, if you roll it thousands or millions of times, certain sequences or patterns become more likely simply due to the law of large numbers. So essentially, in a vast data set, these random sequences start to form patterns and certain configurations become inevitable, defying the idea of complete disorder. And you and I were talking before this, and we're like, I said, so those people who seem, quote unquote, and I don't like to use this word crazy, but who see patterns in seemingly random numbers or random things might not be so crazy after all, quote unquote.
Well, I think the patterns, obviously with this proof, the patterns are there. And let me just bring some people up to speed because we've been jumping into these articles and if they're not up to speed, that's all right. It's great. The impossibility of complete disorder proves that in large sets of numbers, true randomness cannot persist. Patterns inevitably emerge as demonstrated by Seismerides' theorem. And I might be butchering that name, which shows the arithmetic. I'm having a hard time speaking today. Arithmetic.
It's a Saturday.
The mathematical progression, how about that?
Yeah.
Will always form in sufficient large sets, which means shows that the progressions will always form in sufficiently large sets, even with numbers appearing randomly chosen. The principle has far-reaching applications in fields like cryptography, data science, and physics, where understanding the balance between order and disorder is critical. Recent research by mathematicians continue to build on this theorem, further providing that complete disorder is mathematically impossible. So order emerges from chaos no matter what. So this starts to us to rethink a lot of things, for like cryptography, data science, and physics. But I also take a step back and say life, depends on what you believe, creationism versus evolution and whatnot. But if you believe in evolution, then, life exists because it has to.
Yeah.
Based on, it's not complete disorder. The universe is not, a pattern will always emerge, whatever that means, that there is some order to the universe, that we will not continue to completely evolve into entropy as a whole, no matter what people think.
Yeah.
I know that's a little esoteric and a little high level.
Yeah, that is. It's crazy. So it just means that no matter what, nothing's truly random, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It just, from this mathematical proof, a graduate student at UCLA has tamed a long-sought improvement on an estimate of how big sets of integers can get before they must contain sequences of evenly spaced numbers.
Yeah.
The proof joins a long line of work on a mathematical impossibility of complete disorder. It also marks the first progress in decades of one of the biggest unsolved problems in the field of combinatorics.
Okay.
I apparently am not pronouncing things well today.
It's okay, we're almost done.
And thanks, Ben, for the shout out. But so sequences of regularly spaced out numbers are called arithmetic progressions. Through their simple patterns, they hide astounding mathematical complexity, and they're difficult, often impossible to avoid, no matter how hard you might try.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how people win at a roulette.
Maybe, but I guess, that kind of thing, you have to have a large enough pattern. Like that just seems to be.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But have you seen some of those studies where people have cheated at roulette? It's been some interesting.
It is, yeah.
Where they've literally gone and got the same roulette wheel, the same table, the same balls, everything that casino has, and run it through 1,000 different tests, left-handed, right-handed, all this stuff to get these statistics. I've seen some of those. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dedication.
So this all started in 1936, where Paul Erdős and Pal Turan conjectured that if a set consists of non-zero fraction of whole numbers, even if it's just 0.00001, then it must contain an arbitrarily long arithmetic progression.
Crazy.
The only sets that can avoid arithmetic progressions are the ones that comprise of a negligible portion of the whole numbers.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, although this is kind of complicated and out there, I love that we're moving some of these long-standing theorems forward, like when we talked about the Schrodinger's cat theory, moving forward with some of the new tech discoveries a couple of months ago, that we're moving, that there's new evidence and new details to the theorem. Now we're saying that complete disorder is impossible. And that is, I think, good news.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. What do you got going on, John?
I don't have much. Oh, I am. So next on Tuesday, I will be doing a grants presentation at the Toronto Business Development Center. So for a cohort of people. So we're going to be talking grants and government funding. So that'll be interesting on Tuesday afternoon. And that's about it, except for on the 19th.
Well, I'm afraid to inform you, you've got a couple other things going on. On Monday evening, we've got...
We do! Thanks for that.
All right, this won't go out before then, but Navigating the Canadian Landscape, you're coming in, talking a bunch of panel of investors and funding experts. We're going to answer what's happening in 2025, how to get funding, what's going on with VCs and angels. We'll have a VCs and angels on the panel, so it's going to be great. And that's Startup Talk. Monday, September 9th at 6 p.m. September 26th at 12 p.m. We got Breaking Through the Noise. We have marketing experts kind of helping us to figure out what are the best strategies now to have your brand break through the noise and make an impact. September 27th, Sales Strategy Workshop with Trevor Short. We're doing automating lead generation on September 26th. The best offense is a good defense on September 27th, and a bunch more. And don't forget Startup Investor Drinks. It's open pitch, open bar.
It's a great time.
It's comfort, beer, wine, pizza. You can sign up for a 20-second pitch to pitch to the crowd, pitch your product, pitch your services. If you're looking for a job, you can say, hey, I'm this. I'd love to work for a startup, and see if people come talk to you. So come on out and join us for those things. And John, you startup funding.
I do. I help them get with non-dilutive funding. Obviously, there are other sources too, but help them understand the landscape, what's out there, what can be achieved, what's available, what's not available, and how to best way to secure things.
And remember, we've got the Elevate Festival coming up early October. Looking forward to that. We'll have an after party on October 3rd, but it's going to be another fun event. Everyone should run out and get their Elevate tickets. We've got a discount code. I'll throw that up next time, and it'll be in the podcast show notes. So thanks, everyone, for attending today. And thanks, John. I know this is taking time out of your weekend.
No, I appreciate you rescheduling and accommodating. So that was helpful. So I appreciate you taking time out of your weekend for me. So
have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Wow, that